Hello and welcome to Brubius Games and Things. I am Brubius and we are playing Starbound. Not just any Starbound, but Starbound powered by Frackin Universe. One of my favourite mods. It adds so many different things, so much depth, and changes the game mechanics almost completely to the point where I've actually forgotten what vanilla Starbound is actually like. Now there's almost too much to explain here. I don't even know the full extent of Frackin Universe because it's one of those games where it's just open-ended and you just sort of do your own thing at your own pace, and you never can quite touch all of the things that Frackin Universe has to offer. So we will just crack on, play a game, play through the story, the vanilla story, which is still included but not necessary this time to play, and we will see where that gets us. So we will create our character and we will play as so much to choose from. You have your humans, you have your avians, you have your Apex, you have your Florans, you have your Hylotl, you have your Glitch and your Novikids, and these are the original vanilla Starbound species. Then you have your Scath, your Piglachi, your Thelusians, your Kyros, your Xi, your Tenebrae, or Tenebrae, your Mantizzi, your Nitar, your Elduchar, your Slimes, Fenorox, Veluish, and Faratu. Each of these species have their own perks, their own weaknesses, there's certain environment that they're good at, certain abilities, and they can really add sort of different things. They each bring something different to the table. Some are better than others, but all of them are interesting to play. Now, my favourite species has to be the Kyros, mainly because, I mean, the 10% speed and jump is just that helpful. There are normally places where you might need to use rope. Not with the Kyros. They can generally, certainly in the early game, jump to places where, say, humans might not be able to. But then also there's the 72 max food. Now we will be playing on survival, which means that food is very much important in order to, not die. And they're great traders as well, with 21% plus 21% charisma and plus 500 start cash. So I think we will play as the Kyros. Let's just let's randomize, shall we? Yeah, why not? Here we go. Freck third. Or let's have a look. Nintik Acid. Actually, yeah, let's go for that. We are going to play the intro mission. Yes, as I said, we are going to be playing through some of the we're going to play through the vanilla game. I mean, Frackin Universe does have its own missions, certainly in the early game. I don't think I've actually made it further than early game, but I know that a lot of the Frackin Universe stuff is introduced to us through missions that they've added, which is very helpful because there's so much to do that you can quite easily lose track. So yeah, we will play through the introduction, and we will get on with things. So, the adventures of Nintik Acid. Wake up. Wake up, you have overslept. Oh. Better get up then. To interact with a nearby person, door, or other object, you should hover over it with your cursor and press E. Oh, there we go. If you are awake enough to do so, like well, I'm certainly up. Get to the locker to collect our uniform. We are members of the Terran Protectorate. And, emergency meeting notice. Alright then. Quickly have a go. So we seem to be at Terran Protectorate headquarters, and we are slowly making our way to this emergency meeting, so we'll see what happens there. Yeah, hello janitor, hello random high lottle sitting on the bench, hello Apex. Yeah, alright, don't be so rude. I know I'm cutting it close. Forgot to set my alarm. Right then, let's see what this meeting's all about. Oh dear, 5 major protectorate hubs have been destroyed. Time for action has come. Ooh. I wonder what this thing is. Doesn't sound very good. Oh dear. My god. Okay, let's... That's not good. That's not good. Who, me? Oh. Ah. We've got our matter manipulator. Now this is basically your tool for everything. So let's quickly run away, run away, run away. Our matter manipulator. There we go. Righty ho. Oh dear. Oh, that's full of water. Better climb up here. Oh dear. That's not very good at all. Oh. Get rid of this earth. This sod block. Open this box. E. Now we have a sword. Alright then. A gun would be better, but okay. I suppose this is the best we can do. Oh. Righty ho. Well, we made it. Fairly certain this means Earth is destroyed. A couple of other people have... Oh no, no, we're the only ones. Alright then. That's not very good. Right then. So let's have a look. Yeah, so this is the thing. So it's actually introduced a research system, and this is recent. I played this for years, but this is a recent thing where essentially it's replaced the normal way of unlocking various blocks, items and workstations. It's replaced it with a research system, which is basically multiple research trees that you can access with your tricorder, your personal tricorder, via the green beaker icon. And we'll see that in a minute. So we need to press E over here. Okay, sail, ship-based artificial intelligence lattice. Ship has sustained major damage. When escaping Earth, please select which ship type you want. Okay, so you've either got vanilla ship. Now the vanilla ship, you would have a ship like the one we're in at the moment. That's species specific ship, and what you would do is you would upgrade it at this hub, and when you upgraded it, it changed size and got bigger and increased cruise capacity. And obviously crew is just sort of your hanger-ons that you can take down to the to various planets with you. But yeah, so you would upgrade the whole thing and it would get bigger. Frackin ship on the other hand, you could actually build upon yourself without having to upgrade it. But in order to increase crew capacity, you still had to upgrade it the same way that you would a vanilla ship. So we'll choose Frackin ship, and we will have a look. Alright, well, we'll pick one. I think we will go for, and you can preview them as well. So obviously you've got your Apex, preview that, see, here we go. Species specific, your Avali, here we go. And that's actually really interesting. So the Avali, for example, aren't a playable race as I have Frackin Universe right now, but Frackin Universe accommodates various species mods that you can download extra, hence all the spaces in the character creation screen we saw. And the Avali, from what I understand, is a rather popular non-Frackin Universe species mod. But I think since we started in the Protectorate, we will go for the Protectorate ship. There we go, we select it. The Frackin ship upgraded definitely. As I said, this ship type had access to features that the vanilla ship does not have access to. So, confirm that. There we go. So, yeah. So now we have to. Ooh, I am. Yes. I see. And it's still talking to me as if this is the. A member of the anarchist movement? Yes, I believe I am. Okay. So, new quest. Again, this is identical to the vanilla quest. Obviously we've escaped Earth, which has now been destroyed, and we've now entered into orbit of a different planet. So we are currently in orbit around an unknown world. This ship is heavily damaged and we are unable to leave orbit. I suggest you beam down to the planet's surface using the teleporter there and search for supplies and perhaps a means of fixing the ship. So we'll accept that, and our reward is a mysterious reward, a reward bag. It's a randomized, whenever you see this, it's a randomized bag. You open the bag, it does a little fanfare sound and you get a surprise. So let's yes, and familiarise myself with the research menu, which we have via our tricorder, and as they said, the green beaker. And so this is now Frackin Universe's way of, essentially this is how you learn stuff. So you accrue research over time by visiting different worlds, and the more dangerous the world, the more research you gain. But this is the new way of learning stuff. So for example, your geology, where you have your different metals, your different fuels, and your crystals. So for example, this is the very basic one, where you unlock your primitive furnace, your fired clay, etc, etc, and you need 5 cobblestone to unlock that. And then once you have that, you can then branch out, and it's the same with all the other ones. So you've got your engineering with the machining table, which is the Frackin Universe main table. So everything really is you have to have the machining table in order to get anywhere with Frackin Universe. And obviously your craftsmanships and yada yada yada. So that's how you do that. And you've got all the other buttons. So for example, your library, where when you pick up different books, you can read them via the library. Your advanced stats that you can look at. I don't really look at these. To be honest, the most important ones you find are the ones you find in your inventory menu. Your health, your energy, and your damage, and your shielding. Yeah, those are really the most important ones. Some players, I understand, do like to make sure they have their advanced stats under control as well, but for our purposes, not particularly necessary. Then you've got your tech upgrades, as we will see in our first level. When we get to that, we unlock various techs and abilities, and you have your tech research. I'm not quite sure what this is yet, I haven't got that far. Your mech, which we do not have yet, we need to actually research how to do that first. And then you have your fuel types in order to power the mechs, and then we have our upgrade table where we can upgrade using upgrade modules and all that kind of stuff to make the certain things that we already have just that little bit stronger. So we will now beam down and see what's what. Before we do that though, we will pick up our extra 500 credits, or pixels as they are in this game, our food, and our torch, because it can get quite dark in there. Okay then, so we've got our... Nice to know we start off with a gun. I know that humans don't, they just have the sword and a broken gun, as we saw in that locker there. So we now beam down and see what greets us. Right, so we seem to have landed on a hill, and metal is quite hard to come by actually in early worlds, so we might as well start now using our math and manipulator. Yeah, I discovered some ore. Well done. Well done me. So if I forget to talk, I apologise. Doing multiple things at once isn't my forte, but we'll see how we go. Oh no, enemies. Not much of a fan. No. Okay. Now I know that in order to unlock the furnace we do need some cobblestone, and that is that grey stuff right there. So the way this works, it's kind of if you had a side-scrolling No Man's Sky, or more of a sci-fi Terraria, in the sense that the way that each planet works is that it revolves. So if you keep going east, you will eventually go full circle, and also if you go west, etc. And millions, I think millions of different planets you can go to, etc. But at the moment our ship is broken. But yeah, so it's a bit like that. So it's an open universe kind of game. It does have a story which we will work through, and in the same way that it's got Minecrafty stuff in there as well, which is what drew me to this game in the first place all those years ago. And I played through the vanilla game, and that was fun, and then I found Frackin Universe, and it just changed the whole game completely, made it just that much more immersive. Yeah, so we might as well pick up some resources at the moment, which is what I'm doing now. It saves me from having to move around too much, because I certainly don't really want to have to travel all the way around the planet. So we will pick up our resources as we see them, and it makes our job that much easier. So I've just cut down a couple of trees, and if we go into the inventory menu, you can see that in the block section we've got our logs, which we can turn into timber, which will also turn up here, and we've also got saplings, so we can replant trees, which is very useful, because some planets do not have trees, or rather some planets have areas which don't have trees, and planting your own just makes things that much easier. And now let's run away, run away, run away, run away. And oh, hello, what's this? Oh dear. Oh, well, that made our job easier. Alright, let's get some iron ore. So those sort of are randomised, those little capsule things that you open. They randomise, and they can it can either be things like, as we just saw, bombs. Sometimes it's a nice dollop of poison. But sometimes there's also things like an ore explosion, where it explodes and the ground is covered in a certain ore which you can then dig up. Or money, that's also quite a common one. And sometimes it's a puff of health, which is always a health cloud. So let's go grave digging, because I've just spotted a chest down there. Ah, fantastic. Some iron ore and a manipulator module, which is an upgrade component, very important, because in Frackin Universe it both upgrades your matter manipulator, as you can see here. So you need 8 of those for the power generator, which increase matter deconstruction rate by 100%, so it doubles our digging and our hitting things. But the manipulator modules also are responsible for upgrading certain items. But you've also got your manipulator modules and your upgrade modules, which we'll be picking up. But we will see that when it comes. So we seem to have stumbled upon a house, a creepy house. Not that much of a fan of it, to be perfectly honest. No, let's go back to the ship. Now I'm going back to the ship because rather than walk all the way back to where I was, if I now beam down again, it will beam me down back to where it originally beamed me down, and it saves me the time having to walk all the way back. And now we're going to try and go the other way and hopefully hit something slightly more interesting. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, reloading. There we go. Ooh! A hardened monster plate. Well, that's unusual. That's normally a mid-game resource. Again, one of those things that Frackin Universe changed up, which is very interesting. It's very good. Right. Oh. Not good. Okay. Oh, no. Leather. That's always very useful. Almost everything wants to kill you in this game. Almost everything. So, ooh, more ore. That's always very useful. See, metal in the early game, I think I said it, metal in the early game can be quite rare, so it's always worth picking it up where you see it, because you never know when you might run out, because a lot of things you build are made of metal. So let's make our way, and we're meant to be exploring, so at some point we're going to hit something interesting. Ah, here we go, there's the cave. We can't enter that yet because we need to find a certain someone who will, oh dear, who will give us the quest. Yeah, we need to find a certain someone who will give us the quest that will unlock this cave, which will actually be our first mission, story mission, which was in vanilla, and it's been changed up a bit to suit Frackin Universe. But it is integral to this game. Without completing this mission, without completing that mission, we will not be able to go anywhere else. It is absolutely crucial. So, but let's just get on with this. Bandage me up. There we go. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Again, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that I seem to have forgotten. Which is usually in vanilla. None of this would actually turn up yet. Like, so the first world that you beam to is almost always the same. It's a lush planet, and there's barely anything on there, and you have to sort of make do on your own. But Frackin Universe changes it up somewhat and makes it slightly more interesting. So, we have hit the place where we've needed to go, and we have this rather large slug-like creature. Perhaps this friendly creature can help me repair the ship and get away from this star system. I'll need to work at it either way using my personal tricorder to conduct research whenever I can. Greetings, stranger. I detected your Protectorate energy signature entering the system and investigated immediately. You were on a collision course with the sun, so I went ahead and redirected your nav system. Why, thank you, strange slug creature. I can't actually... Yes, okay. Cool. Ah, brilliant. A teleporter. Bookmark. Can. Science. Post. Why not? There we go. Accept. And now that means that with the teleporter in my ship, I can now select this place to beam to. So it seems I was just in time too. Your FTL drive is broken and your impulse drive is basically dead in the water. Your teleporter is fried too. Okay. To get off this planet, you're going to need to repair your ship. But let's start small. Research how to make a furnace in your geology research tree. Okay then. We'll do that. Okay. See, at some point I'm going to need somewhere to stay to put all these crafting stuff. So why don't we do this? So I think for this episode, because of the fairly long intro, I'd rather keep my videos short. So we will probably go as far as making a couple of workstations, making a rudimentary hole, as it were, a rudimentary sort of living quarters, and then once we've done that and we've got the most important things out of the way, that's where we'll leave it, and we will then come back to it in episode 2, and from then on we can sort of speed things up a bit. Yeah, I think that's the way to go actually. Get some of these plant fibres, also very, very useful. Can't be doing without some of those. Okay then. So I think what we're going to do, got a fair amount of logs, so with logs we can make timber, and with timber we are going to, I think actually first what we're going to do, going to fill this up a bit, make it nice and go. Boom. And now with the thing here, start to make it look like a nice place to live. Clear this out a bit more. I think if we're gonna, yeah, do the ceiling. Yep. Nope. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Now by pressing shift you can select either the 4 blocks or single blocks, individual blocks with the matter manipulator. Actually I think what we'll do is we'll put that in a hot, here we go. That's easier. There we go. Wooden platform. Wooden platforms useful because you can fall through wooden platforms. So we'll do that. Hang on. See, and then we get our wooden platform. And obviously at some point we're going to want to get over that hill, so we will, because I've got a feeling that most of these things are over in that direction there, so always helpful. We're going to put the things here, here, and here. Go, and here we go. Right then, now what we can do now is we've got our logs in timber. We'll create a inventor's table, which was the main workstation of vanilla. In this game, however, it's the machinist table, but you do need an inventor's table to get the very basic workstations and things crafted. So without the inventor's table you aren't going anywhere, but as you can see here it's empty. So what do we have to do? We have to research. Here we go, and this is where we have our research, and we've been told to create a furnace, and as you can see we've got our our research over here, 838, and our requirement to research this is 90 research and 5 cobblestones. So we research that, and we research copper and research iron, and that will get our basics done, and this is where we've unlocked that. So we need a campfire and more cobblestone, so we need now we need to go find a wooden log. See, this is what I mean. You realise you don't have the things, and then you have to go find the things, and it just takes a rather long time. I mean, I could actually use this house, but someone already lives there. I don't know. I don't know. Away. There we go. Need some trees. We'll get that tree, but we might as well put some trees down, because that way, boom and boom, and then boom and boom, and then over time these will pop up, quite literally pop up, turn into trees, and it's always a very good way of replenishing your wood supply. Anyway, so campfire. Good. And now cobblestone. Okay, let's see if we can find some cobblestone. We had cobblestone. Cobblestone is great stuff. Oh, this is so annoying. Like, come on. Come on, mate. Cobblestone. There we go. Doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. I probably will end up shortening this video. All this toing and froing is actually getting on my nerves as well. So, primitive furnace. Craft that. Fantastic. There we go. And now it's asking us to research agriculture. And so what we'll do is we will put our furnace down. There we go. And because we researched the metals, copper and iron are already available. So we might as well do that now. Good. Now we will research agriculture because we need more cobblestone. Fantastic. Timber and earth. Okay, so what are we missing then? What are we missing? Timber. Yeah. Agriculture. Where are we? Oh. Again, toing and throwing, toing and throwing, toing and throwing, doo-doo-doo-doo. Get our cobblestone. See, this is the mistake I made. I did say pick up the things when we see them, and then turns out I missed it, forgot about it, and now I have to go all the way back here to pick up some more cobblestone. So yeah, it is a bit of an arse, to be honest. But we do have enough now. So we should be able to get our agriculture station done. Yes, there we go. Unlock that, and now there we go. See? So we've got our fishing, survival, gathering, our farming, very important, husbandry, and beekeeping. But just agriculture for now. And now that we do actually have timber and a wooden log, we can forage. We can build our foraging table. All the meat. So, foraging table, very useful. But I think now what we want to do is, well, it's asking us to do that anyway. Research our machining table. Good. So, machining table, paper. Paper, weirdly, is done in the furnace. So we do have our machining table, which is our main table for the Frackin Universe. Without the machining table, you cannot get anything done. And with the setting down of the machining table, we have done everything that is important. And so, I think we will leave that here for now. But we will be back in part 2, where I think things will gain a bit more momentum. In fact, actually, let's do this last bit. Creating copper wire, as we've been asked to do. And the electromagnet. and that unlocks the cave. So next time we go and enter the cave and meet our first boss. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will leave the links to this game and the mod in the description below, and I will see you next time.